Garcia comes out quickly, trying to establish his jab and find the first opening. In a fight like this, though, the smallest mistake can cost everything. He flashes his trademark hand speed, but in the opening round he's cautious, throwing just 30 punches and landing only one. By the second round, Garcia turns up the pressure. He pushes forward with heavy shots, connecting with both the right and the left, and drives Davis back against the ropes, where Davis is forced to tie up. One of Garcia's best weapons is his ability to cut off the ring, and he's doing it effectively here, showing far more aggression than before. Many felt Garcia needed to take advantage of Davis's notoriously slow starts, and this looked like the moment to do it. But then comes a costly lapse. Garcia glances toward the referee in the middle of the exchange. In boxing, you can't afford to take your eyes off your opponent, not even for a second. Davis seizes the opening, and Garcia ducks right into danger. Garcia slips under a left hook but walks straight into a massive counter. Just like that, Gerontic Tank Davis floors Ryan Garcia, the exact danger his corner had warned about. Davis adds another clean shot, and suddenly the fight's momentum flips on its head. Trying to recover, Garcia fires a left hook through Davis's guard, hoping to reset the tone after a cautious opening round. But he misses with the follow-up, and Davis instantly punishes him with a sharp right hand. Garcia attempts a right uppercut, but Davis is reading him perfectly. Then comes the mistake. Garcia throws another left hook, the very punch Davis had been waiting for. Known for his devastating left-hand counters, Davis times it with surgical precision, landing flush. Garcia, with his head high and balance off, was riding a little too much confidence from earlier exchanges. That overconfidence costs him dearly. Davis smashes him with a perfect overhand left, sending Garcia crashing to the canvas. To his credit, Garcia beats the count and gets up quickly, showing real grit. But the message is clear. Against a finisher like Davis, even the smallest opening can be fatal. You can't force punches that aren't there, especially against a counterpuncher as sharp as Davis. Tank controls the range beautifully, keeping his lead foot outside Garcia's stance and lining up the perfect angle for his deadly left hand. Garcia tries a check hook of his own, but Davis stays composed, mixing in feints and jabs to disguise the setup for something bigger. As the third round winds down to the final 30 seconds, both men flick out jabs, fully aware that even a simple lead could open the door to a fight-changing shot. It's another strong round for Gervonta Tank Davis. That earlier knockdown was the kind of precision that would have had even Mike Tyson nodding in approval. In Garcia's corner, his team is pleading with him to tighten his defense, keep his hands up, and rely more on his jab. But the problem is obvious. His left hook, the punch he's most famous for, hasn't been effective at all. Garcia presses forward again, whipping the left hook, but Davis is reading it like a book. Garcia does manage to land a crisp right hand, his lead right, but Tank responds immediately, once more winning the battle of foot positioning and setting up that dangerous left hand. In the fourth round, Garcia steps forward but eats another clean left hand from Davis. This time, Tank doesn't bother with a setup. He simply beats Garcia to the punch with perfect timing. That's the danger. Davis is quicker to react, punishing even the smallest openings. Garcia absorbs the shot and hangs on, fully aware of the power he just felt. What makes it so impressive is how Davis can land that lead left without needing flashy combinations beforehand. His timing and ring control alone are enough to put him in command. Still, Ryan Garcia hasn't lost belief. In the corner, his team reminds him that with his knockout power, he's always just one clean shot away from changing the fight. But as the rounds progress, his jab is fading from the game plan, and that only makes it easier for Davis to control the exchanges. Garcia lets his left hook go, one connects, another whizzes just past. But Davis immediately counters with his own left, then digs hard to the body. Against Luke Campbell, Garcia showed vulnerability when pulling straight back, and Davis is targeting that same flaw. Statistically, Tank goes to the body far more than most fighters, and here, you can see why. Roughly 30% of Davis's punches go to the body, while Garcia remains focused almost entirely on the head. We see the contrast clearly as Davis digs downstairs again. One right hook glances off the guard, but the next sneaks in clean as Garcia shells up defensively. Garcia keeps pressing forward, but his output just isn't enough to break through. Midway through the round, though, he finally has success, landing a sharp right hand, then following it up with another. Those are his best moments of the fight so far, brief reminders of the power that made him a star. It's worth remembering, Garcia could have taken a tune-up fight before this massive event, but instead he gambled, holding out for the biggest opportunity of his career. Those right hands are flashes of why he believed the risk was worth it. But Davis refuses to let him build momentum. Garcia whips a sweeping left hook that just misses. But the danger is constant. Every exchange with Tank is a gamble, and he's reading Garcia's openings with deadly precision. Notice how Davis keeps feinting, never wasting energy, only committing when it truly matters. With 45 seconds left in the round, Garcia steps in closer, trying to shrink the distance. But Tank had promised before the fight that he didn't just want to knock Garcia out, he wanted to punish him. Before the fight, Davis said he wanted to punish Garcia first, then finish the job, and even predicted a stoppage in the 7th or 8th round. In this stretch, Garcia manages to land a right hand as Davis carries his left a little low. It isn't the cleanest punch, but it connects, and Garcia follows up with a few more rights, some grazing, others sharper. For a brief moment, it's one of his better sequences of the fight, proof that he can still find openings. But as we move into the second half of this 12-round clash between two undefeated fighters, Davis takes control again. Garcia's lack of activity in rounds 3, 4, and 5 gave Tank the edge, and now he's pressing the advantage. A straight left from Davis lands flush, snapping Garcia back. Garcia responds with a right hook left-hand combination, one of the few solid left hooks he's managed to land all night, then sneaks in another right immediately after. Just when it looks like momentum may finally swing his way, disaster strikes. Davis connects with a crushing shot, and Garcia drops to a knee. The referee starts the count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's it. The fight is over. In a moment echoing history, Ryan Garcia is stopped in dramatic fashion, much like his promoter Oscar de la Hoya was years ago against Bernard Hopkins. Gerontic Tank Davis remains undefeated, further cementing his reputation as one of boxing's most lethal finishers. Just as Hopkins once ended de la Hoya with a paralyzing body shot, Davis closes the show with the very same weapon, a perfectly timed shot to the liver. What makes it remarkable is how subtle the finishing blow looked live. Many fans in the arena didn't even realize it had landed. But on the replay, it's clear. A straight left hand, precise and devastating, buried into Garcia's liver. At first, Garcia appeared fine. He tried to compose himself, even taking a step back. But then the delayed reaction kicked in, his body shutting down, unable to recover. He dropped to one knee and could not beat the count. Tank Davis had promised a punishing finish, and he delivered it with clinical precision. It's important to remember, Garcia himself has hurt opponents with body shots before, even scoring knockdowns with them. But tonight, the roles were reversed. He was on the receiving end of one of the most punishing liver shots you'll ever see in a championship fight. As Abner Mays noted on commentary, every fighter who's taken that kind of shot knows the truth. It hurts far worse than a clean head punch. The slow-motion replay confirms it. Davis sneaks in the left hand, perfectly placed. Boom, right on target. Garcia tries to tough it out, willing himself to suck it up and continue. He takes a knee, perhaps hoping he could buy time to recover and avoid further damage. But his body simply refuses to respond. The pain overwhelms him. And just like that, one of boxing's most anticipated showdowns ends in stunning fashion, not with a highlight reel headshot, but with a brutal, precise body punch that sealed Gervonta Tank Davis's victory and preserved his undefeated record. Tank didn't need maximum power behind that left hand, just flawless placement. And that's exactly what he delivered. The shot landed in the ideal spot, and the instant it connected, Davis knew the fight was over. No one expected Gervonta Tank Davis to stop Ryan Garcia with a body shot. A headshot knockout. Sure, that was believable. But a single compact liver punch ending the fight stunned the boxing world. It was short, sharp, and perfectly placed, a left hook that made Garcia's liver quiver, forcing him to his knee and keeping him there. Many assumed if body punching played a decisive role, it would be Garcia dishing out the damage. Instead, Tank proved he was the superior body puncher on the biggest stage. History came full circle, just as it once had for Garcia's promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, when he fell to Bernard Hopkins.